What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video here on Ple'S Wrestling. In today's video, I'm going to be tier ranking all of WWE's PLEs so far in 2025. Before we get into the video, if you guys are not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss any new uploads. And don't forget to leave a like down below. Alright guys, let's get into the video. Alright, so as you guys can see, we have a total of 7 PLEs on here. That is what we have seen so far from WWE in 2025. And as you guys can also see, we have 4 tiers right here on the left side. The best being amazing, and then we have good, and then below good we have okay, and then the bottom tier, the worst you can get, is meh. Because I was debating if I wanted to use the word like trash. I don't think any of the WWE PLEs this year have been trash. I think the worst that they've been is meh, which is just a little bit worse than okay. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're just going to start from the beginning of 2025 all the way up until now. So the first PLE that we saw in 2025 was obviously the Royal Rumble. I was a big fan of the Royal Rumble. I know that a lot of people were disappointed that Jey Uso was the one to win, and Charlotte Flair, obviously. But if you put that aside, the Royal Rumble matches, and especially the men's, was amazing. Like, the moments we got in that match between Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, John Cena coming back and being in the Rumble for the first time in years, it was just so special. That was my favorite Rumble. Like, despite, the winner, I just thought from, like, the moments in the match and the match itself, and, even the way it ended, was super dramatic. It was unpredictable, right? Like, no one thought Jey Uso was going to win, right? Everyone was set on John Cena or CM Punk, or even Roman Reigns, right? No one thought Jey Uso, but Jey Uso was the win to win that match, and I love unpredictability in WWE, even if it isn't always for the best, right? I think a lot of people would have preferred a different match than what we got between Gunther and Uso at WrestleMania, but either way, the Rumble, being unpredictable, and like I said, all the moments in that Rumble was just awesome. The Women's Rumble, I thought was fine too. I don't think it was as good as the Men's Rumble. Obviously, a lot of people were pissed about Charlotte Flair winning. I thought Io Sky deserved to win that match. But, we got to see Roxanne Perez get showcased, Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, a lot of the young talent, which I thought was super cool. Alexa Bliss making her return was awesome. She got one of the loudest pops I've ever heard. Nikki Bella returning. I thought the returns were awesome in that match as well. So I really did like the Women's Royal Rumble, other than the fact that Charlotte Flair won it. But the 2 Rumbles, in my opinion, very awesome. Great moments. Unpredictability in the men's, not so much in the women's. I think a lot of people saw Charlotte Flair winning from a mile away. And then the other matches on the card, you had the tag team match for the tag titles on SmackDown between DIY and Motor City Machine Guns. Wasn't a bad match. Wasn't their best. But obviously it got cut short by the Street Profits. That ending was a little funky because it was kind of like a Street Profits heel turn, but the crowd was kind of awkward during that moment. So I don't think that was too phenomenal. But then the other match, obviously, at Royal Rumble we had was Cody Rhodes defending his title against Kevin Owens in that ladder match, which was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. Awesome match. Like, I literally thought Kevin Owens died when he went through that ladder. So many amazing spots in that match, and obviously just the whole storyline going into that match, that being like their final match together, was just super awesome. I loved the Royal Rumble, man. I'm going to say the Royal Rumble was amazing. That might be a hot take, but I think that it deserves to be in the amazing category. I really did enjoy the Royal Rumble, seeing all of those guys in the Rumble interact with each other, the unpredictability, and then that match between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes was just classic. Let's move on to the Elimination Chamber. I really did like the Elimination Chamber as well. Aside from the Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax, Candice LeRae match, didn't like that match at all. That was very short, very random. Just didn't like it at all, to be honest with you. But both chamber matches were absolutely awesome. The women's chamber I thought was really cool. The Jade Cargill return, taking out Naomi before the match even started, was great. The match itself was very cool. A lot of great moments with Bianca and Liv. And then obviously Bianca winning, I think, was the right decision. Obviously leading to that awesome triple threat match at WrestleMania. So I really liked that match. And then you have obviously the men's chamber, which was a great match as well. You have CM Punk and John Cena interacting for the first time, really, on John Cena's retirement tour. You have Seth Rollins in that match. You have Drew McIntyre in that match. It was just a fun match. Obviously, the ending of it was crazy as well, with Seth Rollins stomping CM Punk, costing him the match, John Cena taking advantage and winning the Elimination Chamber, which was an awesome moment. And then, obviously, the whole Cody Rhodes, is he going to sell out to The Rock moment that they had that closed the show? And then the John Cena heel turn. It doesn't matter what happened after the John Cena heel turn. You can say whatever you want. The moment that he turned heel was literally one of the craziest, if not the craziest moment in WWE that nobody saw coming. John Cena low blowing Cody Rhodes, just destroying him with The Rock and Travis Scott. Like, nobody saw that coming. It was literally probably one of the greatest moments in WWE, despite what happened after, despite John Cena's entire heel run. Just that moment at Elimination Chamber, the closing shot of John Cena holding the title, stomping on Cody's head, like, that was unbelievable. I think Elimination Chamber deserves to be an amazing as well. I really do. I really enjoyed that. Both of those PLEs I thought were just flat out awesome. Now, let's get into WrestleMania. WrestleMania is an interesting one because obviously it did not top WrestleMania 40. It did not top WrestleMania 39. But I still thought it was an okay WrestleMania. I really didn't think that it was as bad as people made it out to be. Obviously, there was a lot of matches where I kind of wanted to sleep through, like Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest. Although the match was good, I just didn't care for it. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. There was a lot of storylines I just didn't care for. But you have to think about that women's triple threat between Io, Bianca, and Rhea. Awesome match, and the right winner won. The triple threat between Roman, Punk, and Rollins in the main event of night one, with Seth, winning and then aligning with Heyman. That was an all-timer WrestleMania moment. I thought was cool. Punk also main eventing his first WrestleMania, which was a cool moment. Obviously, you have John Cena and Cody Rhodes night two that didn't hit. John Cena did win his 17th World Championship, which I thought was amazing, but obviously the main itself wasn't good. The Fatal 4-Way I thought was good for the IC Championship. I think that those three matches, the Fatal 4-Way and both Triple Threat matches, they saved WrestleMania. I think other than those matches, WrestleMania was not good, really. I'm not going to put it in meh. I'm going to put it in okay. But without those matches, it would definitely be in meh. Those three matches definitely saved WrestleMania for sure. So that we'll throw it in okay. But let's move on. Now we have Backlash. Backlash, it's not obviously one of the bigger PLEs. It's not a Rumble. It's not a Chamber. It's not a WrestleMania. So I feel like you have to look at it that kind of way. We obviously got John Cena versus Randy Orton for the last time, which was cool. And it wasn't a bad match, but the storyline wasn't great. I felt like there could have been more they could have explored in one of the greatest rivalries in professional wrestling. They only had like 3 weeks from Mania to Backlash, so obviously that's a big part in that. As for the other matches, Lyra and Becky, that was a really good match. Obviously, that was the first match of their trilogy. Penta versus Dom, I didn't really care for it, if I'm going to be honest. And then you had the Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship. That was a solid match. I felt like they could have had a little more time in that match. But I think this is our first meh. And once again, it's not a big 4 PLE. It's not the Chamber or Money in the Bank, right? It's one of the B-tier PLEs for WWE. I think meh is where it belongs. Now, let's get into Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is an interesting one, too, because I thought all the right winners won at Money in the Bank, if I'm going to be honest with you. But it was it was very predictable, and it was kind of boring at the same time. So I am also going to put Money in the Bank in the meh category, because, like I said, it was very predictable. There wasn't that many crazy moments. I think we all saw Seth winning. I think we all saw Naomi winning. I think that the women's match, the Money in the Bank ladder match, could have been a lot better. As for the other matches, I thought they were okay, but I think Money in the Bank, I think it was meh, to be honest with you. Now, Evolution. Evolution is going to be the first one I throw in good. I really did enjoy Evolution. I thought that, for the 7 matches they put on, I think every one of them hit. I think all the matches were good. All the right winners won. Obviously, the Money in the Bank cash-in from Naomi was one of the most insane cash-ins of all time because no one saw it coming. You obviously had the classic match between Io and Rhea, which was one of the best matches of the year, maybe of the entire decade. So obviously that's awesome. Stephanie Vauquer winning the Battle Royal. And obviously just the other match, like the triple threat with Bayley, Becky, and Lyra was awesome. I think this belongs in good, especially since it was an all-women PLE, right? No men on the card. Obviously, you have some of your top stars like Roman, Cody, Punk, Seth, who aren't able to be on this card, so they held up their own, though, in this PLE. I was very impressed, so I think it belongs in the good category. Now, let's move into SummerSlam, which we just had the first 2-night SummerSlam in New Jersey. I was in attendance for that. I loved SummerSlam. I really did. I think that the first night, obviously had a couple matches that were a little boring, but overall, I really loved the main event of CM Punk versus Gunther. Thought the match was really good. CM Punk winning his first world title was awesome, and then obviously the Seth Rollins cash-in, faking the injury, that was crazy as well. I think that was obviously the best thing about night 1. Night 1 definitely lacked, but night 2 I just thought was so much better. With the women's triple threat for the world championship, I thought that was a great match. The Intercontinental Championship match with Dom and AJ, I thought was great. Very clever, good tribute to Eddie Guerrero as well. And then obviously, You have the Intercontinental Championship match for the women, which was Becky and Lyra. A very long match, but I thought was also a very good match and a clever ending with Bayley accidentally hitting Lyra. I thought that match was good. Obviously, the TLC match took my breath away. That was one of the most crazy matches I've ever seen, with just some insane spots with all the tag teams. And then, obviously, you just have the main event between Cody and Cena in that street fight, babyface versus babyface. We got babyface the Tron back from John Cena. He's doing his old run to the ring, talking to Stu. So obviously that was a cool moment in itself. And then, just the match delivered. It absolutely delivered. It was one of the greatest matches in the past couple years that I've seen, and John Cena's best match in a very long time. So it was just so fun. So many fun moments. Obviously, in a street fight, you can use the weapons. You can fight all over the arena, and that's what they did. The super finishers, and both of these guys kicking out of a bunch of crossroads and AAs, like the STF with the rope, right, calling it back to Umaga. Like, there was just so many cool moments in the match. John Cena hitting his sunset flip powerbomb was great as well. And then just no shenanigans in the match, like no run-ins, no Rock, no Travis Scott, nothing like that. Just a clear winner, right, with a great match one-on-one. Like, that was it, and I thought that was awesome. With John Cena passing the torch down to Cody Rhodes, I thought that was just an amazing moment. And then, obviously, you have the Brock Lesnar return at the end of the night, which was crazy as well, which just added to this PLE. So I think SummerSlam was also amazing. I really did enjoy SummerSlam, and I definitely think Night 2 picked up a lot of the slack that Night 1 left. But yeah, that's how I'm going to finish this. I have Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble, and SummerSlam in my amazing category. I have Evolution in my good category. I have WrestleMania 41 in my okay category. And I have Backlash and Money in the Bank in my meh category. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash the thumbs up down below. Don't forget to comment down below what future videos you guys would like to see from me. Alright guys, peace.